The summer before my senior year of college, I landed what felt like the perfect stepping stone, an internship at a downtown financial firm. It wasn't glamorous, just spreadsheets, cubicles, and endless data entry. But it paid well and looked impressive on a resume. 8 interns, including me, were packed into a half-private office space where you could hear everyone typing but still pretend you had privacy. Most of the interns were normal, friendly, relaxed. One guy took it too seriously. But then there was Alex. At first, he seemed harmless, tall, pale, messy dark hair, socially awkward. But after a few days, something felt off. Every afternoon, like clockwork, his head would slowly rise above my cubicle wall. Because the dividers were low, it made him look unnaturally tall. He would tilt his head slightly and smile. Not a normal smile, but a stiff, frozen one. Then he'd speak in this strange, deliberately creepy tone, slow, dragged out, like he was performing for an audience of one. Working hard, or hardly working. He'd whisper, holding eye contact far too long. The others laughed it off. They thought he was joking, but he only did it to me. As the weeks passed, he lingered longer. Sometimes he wouldn't even talk, he'd just stare. Watching, smiling, like I was part of some private joke, and I had no idea I was about to become the punchline. 6 weeks into the internship, I was home eating dinner when my phone rang. Unknown number. Normally, I ignore those, but I was expecting a delivery, so I answered. Silence. Then I heard it, Alex's voice. That same forced, theatrical creepiness he used at work, but louder now, more intense. The tide's coming in, pull your boat out of the water. He stretched every word like it was some kind of riddle, and then he burst into hysterical laughter before hanging up. My stomach dropped. I had never given Alex my number. I texted the number back. Is this Alex? Message not delivered? I looked it up. Landline. The following Monday, Alex wasn't at work. I asked our supervisor, Martin, if interns had access to personal employee information. He looked confused. They had fired Alex at the end of the previous week for poor performance and strange behavior. I told him about the call a few other interns overheard and admitted they always thought Alex was creepy too. But no one had experienced what I had. Martin assured me it was over. But the sound of that laugh stayed in my head, and deep down I knew something wasn't finished. About a week later, I woke up at 5 a.m., still dark outside, quiet. I thought I heard something, maybe movement outside my window. I wish I hadn't looked. Standing in my backyard, halfway between the trees and the porch light, was a figure staring up at my bedroom window. Thin, tall, messy hair. Alex. For a moment, I couldn't move. My body refused to process what my eyes were seeing. Then he called my name. In that same drawn-out sing-song voice, my heart slammed against my ribs. I grabbed my phone, ready to call 911, when he tilted his head back and started laughing. Loud, unhinged, echoing through the early morning air. I shouted that I was calling the police. I waved my phone at him. He stood there a few seconds longer, then slowly turned and walked into the trees behind my house, still laughing. The police said there wasn't much they could do. He hadn't broken in. He hadn't made a direct threat, and just like that, he vanished. I never saw him again. But sometimes I still wake up before sunrise, expecting to see him standing there, smiling. Years later, at a different job in a small insurance office in Pennsylvania, I thought those experiences were behind me, until the storm. It was one of those violent summer storms, thunder shaking the windows, rain so heavy you couldn't see across the parking lot. Most employees left early. Only one coworker stayed behind with me, Tom, quiet, always nearby, watching more than talking. Around 6:30 p.m., the power went out. Emergency lights bathed the office in a dim orange glow. I suggested leaving. He locked the front door, said it wasn't safe outside. My phone had no signal. The landline was dead. When I turned around, Tom was standing in the doorway, holding a flashlight under his chin, casting shadows across his face. He smiled like it was a joke. I tried the back door, chained shut from the inside. That's when I hid. From the supply closet, I heard him slowly walking down the hallway, calling my name in a calm voice, saying he just wanted to make sure I was safe. After 10 long minutes, I stepped out. The front door was shattered. Rain pouring inside. Tom was gone. His car remained in the parking lot the next day. Keys inside, wallet still there. No one ever saw him again. 3 different jobs, 2 different men, and one terrifying realization. Sometimes the most dangerous people aren't strangers. They're the ones standing right beside you, smiling.